True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report.
What's going on, True Blue Nation? Welcome back to another exclusive report here on your channel, the True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report. I'm your host, and today we are diving headfirst into a situation that is causing every fan who bleeds blue to lose sleep. The management of Will Smith's injury and the shockwaves it's sending through our World Series hopes. Before we dissect every detail of this complex story, a quick reminder: if you value deep dive analysis, straight-to-the-point information, and coverage that goes beyond the box score, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It's your direct line to everything that matters about our Los Angeles Dodgers. Don't miss a thing. Now, let's get to work. The month is September 2025. The air is thick with the electricity of the regular season's final stretch. Every game, every pitch, every at-bat carries an amplified weight. This is the precise moment when the margin for error is zero, especially for an organization like ours, built for a singular purpose: to hoist the Commissioner's Trophy in October. And it's right here that our season's central narrative takes a dangerous turn. A story that began with the sharp crack of a ball hitting a player's hand. On September 3rd, in what seemed like a routine play, Will Smith, our all-star catcher and a pillar of this lineup, was hit by a pitch. The reaction was immediate: pain, concern, and his premature exit from the game in the third inning. The standard procedure was followed, X-rays were taken, and a collective sigh of relief came with the news. No fracture. The front office's decision, led by Dave Roberts, was not to place him on the injured list, IL. The logic, it seemed, was to keep him available, perhaps for a pinch hit appearance, and to avoid a mandatory 10-day shutdown. Ben Rortvedt was called up as an insurance policy, a precautionary measure. However, what appeared to be a conservative decision has, in my analysis, revealed itself to be a monumental strategic blunder, a miscalculation that could prove costly. 6 long days later, on September 9th, Smith was reinserted into the lineup against the Colorado Rockies. The expectation was that he would get his timing back, but the result was the exact opposite. The pain not only lingered, but it worsened. The mechanics of his swing were compromised. His discomfort was visible. Just a few days later, the truth came out with Dave Roberts' admission. The decision to rush him back was premature. And then, on September 13th, nearly 10 days after the initial injury, the Dodgers finally made the obvious move and placed Smith on the 10-day IL, retroactive to the 10th. In practical terms, the team lost an entire week of proper recovery for one of its most important players, all for a gamble that didn't pay off. To understand the magnitude of this mistake, we need to contextualize who Will Smith is to the 2025 Los Angeles Dodgers. He isn't just another name alongside superstars Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. He is the cement that binds that offensive structure together. He is the balance. This season, Smith was putting together an MVP-caliber campaign at his position. His slash line was flirting with the sacred 300 tadas, 400 lan, 500 territory. Batting average, shot on base percentage, slugging percentage. Only the elite of the elite in baseball history, especially among catchers, can sustain those numbers. To put it in perspective, we're talking about a level of offensive production that rivals the prime of names like Buster Posey or Joe Mauer. Before the injury, he was absolutely on fire. In his last 7 games, he was hitting .316 with a stratospheric 1.1119 OPS, on base plus slugging. He leads the team in batting average and OBP, and he's right behind Ohtani in slugging. He doesn't just get on base consistently, he does it with authority, with extra base hits. That combination of plate discipline and raw power is what makes him an irreplaceable weapon. Losing that in the final stretch isn't like losing a chess piece, it's like taking the queen off the board. The question I'm raising is this: how does an organization as meticulous, as data-driven as ours, make such a primary error in judgment with such a valuable asset? The decision not only delayed his physical healing, but also planted a seed of uncertainty that now hangs over Dodger Stadium. Into this vacuum of leadership and production left by Smith, an unlikely figure emerged: Ben Rortvedt. Acquired at the trade deadline without much fanfare, seen more as a defensive depth piece, Rortvedt was thrown into the fire, and to everyone's surprise, he didn't just survive, he thrived. Fate placed him at the center of recent historic moments for the franchise. He was behind the plate for Yoshinobu Yamamoto's near no-hitter. He guided Tyler Glasnow and the bullpen through a combined no-hitter. He caught Shohei Ohtani's 5 perfect innings on the mound. And, as if to seal his place in this unexpected chapter of the season, he was the catcher for Clayton Kershaw's final regular season game at Dodger Stadium against the Giants. These are career-defining moments, typically reserved for longtime starters, and Rortvedt experienced them in a matter of weeks. Offensively, he shattered all expectations, hitting .294 with a .121 OPS in a Dodgers uniform. These are solid, competent numbers, far above what his track record suggested. He's become a cult favorite among the fan base, and, undoubtedly, a stabilizing factor in the clubhouse. But, and this is a World Series-sized but, let's be brutally honest, Ben Rortvedt, as heroic as he has been, is not Will Smith. A tandem of Rortvedt and a still-developing Dalton Rushing is not the formula you want to navigate the treacherous waters of the postseason. Rushing has potential, but he's raw for the pressure of October. Rortvedt does not possess the offensive arsenal to change the course of a series against elite arms like Spencer Strider or Zach Wheeler. This is where Smith's absence becomes a chasm. Our lineup is designed to be relentless, with no weak spots. Without Smith, a hole opens up in the middle of the order. The pressure on Betts, Freeman, and Ohtani triples. Opposing pitchers can breathe a little easier after getting through our big three, knowing the next threat is considerably less. Beyond the offense, the impact on the defense and the pitching staff is, perhaps, even more critical. Smith is the quarterback of our defense. He has a chemistry and trust built over years with our top pitchers. He knows the nuances of Yamamoto, the aggression of Glasnow, the intelligence of Kershaw, that nonverbal communication, that ability to calm a pitcher down in a bases-loaded jam, cannot be replicated in a few weeks. Rortvedt has done an admirable job, but the playoffs are a different animal, where a single wrongly called pitch can decide a series. Dave Roberts has already confirmed that Smith is on shutdown, with no baseball activities, and his return is not imminent. This leads me to believe that, best-case scenario, we'll see him back just in time for the Division Series, NLDS. With no regular season tune-up games, he'll have to go from 0 to 100 against the fiercest competition on the planet. This brings us to the crux of the issue for us, the Blue Crew. The initial error in September has forced us to a crossroads in October. The season, which seemed destined for glory, now hinges on the recovery of a small bone in one man's hand. With a 100% healthy Will Smith, I state without hesitation, we are the clear favorites to win it all. Without him, or with a diminished version of him, we become vulnerable. The path to the World Series turns into a minefield. So the final analysis is blunt. The mismanagement of Will Smith's injury was the most significant unforced error of our season. It turned a short-term problem into a critical long-term vulnerability that threatens to derail a championship campaign. The rise of Ben Rortvedt is a fantastic story, but we cannot allow it to mask the reality of our situation. Now, I want to hear from you, True Blue Nation. What is your take on this situation? Do you believe the Dodgers erred by not placing Smith on the IL immediately? And most importantly, how confident are you in our playoff chances if we have to rely on the Rortvedt-Rushing duo behind the plate? Leave your comments below. I want to read every single one. For more analysis like this, breaking news, and complete coverage of our October journey, make sure you subscribe to True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report. Stay informed, stay engaged. I'll see you in the next video.